Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, Six Summer is coming up real quick and I've got to figure out something very crucial tonight to know just how much work I got to do in the next week or so. And that is, I got to fit this trailer and that truck on this trailer. And this thing's only 19 and a half feet long. So, we got to figure this out. So for those of you that don't know, this is my 46 Chevy pickup, LS powered twin turbo 4L60. And this is the custom drag and drive trailer I made for it, painted to match. Now, this thing, if I remember right, is 10 feet from tongue to tip. And this truck, probably in the range of about 14, 15 feet long. And my trailer from end of ramp to the front is, I believe, 19 and a half feet. So I gotta try and figure out how I'm gonna work this, if it'll work, to get both of these on the trailer. And if I can't, I do have the material to make the trailer longer. Now, making the trailer longer is something I've wanted to do for a while, because if I make the back longer, like extend this out, this is a tilting trailer. I made this a couple years ago, and it just uses an electric jack to tilt the tongue. And when it's fully tilted, this part is like up here. And it's a pretty good angle, which the truck is able to climb as long as it's not raining. If it's raining, it spins trying to get up. So I figured if I made this, 12, 16, 18 inches longer, it won't have to tilt as much and makes it easier to climb if I get caught in the rain trying to load the truck. And for situations like this where I'm trying to get a trailer on as well, it would fit a little better. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna attempt to back my truck through my garage, which this is not very tall. And my truck barely fit before, but now I have larger tires on it. I'm gonna try and back that truck through here so I can hook onto the trailer and get her loaded up, because I'm running out of time to know whether or not this is all gonna work. So I gotta get to it now. So in case you're wondering, it is that close when I back in. There's about 1 inch of error, and this sits lower. If I have to back through, I almost have to push it up and use vice grips on the track, but this is far enough. Now I'm gonna tilt the trailer and see if we can load this thing. It doesn't move fast, but it moves. Ooh, she sounds creaky. She needs some grease. First time it's moved this year. And that's my self-tilting trailer. No ramps needed. All right, I'm gonna try and load this guy first, because I do have an idea about extending the tongue over the front. I might have to back this whole rig up for that, because now that I'm looking at it, it's gonna hit up there, but I'm gonna get that trailer up onto the back using the winch, and then I'll lower the trailer down and we'll maneuver it up so I don't have to try and fight the incline. The kids are enjoying it though. So I may have to make some kind of a wheel to go on there. Yeah. Because once this thing's full of fuel and tools and everything, it's going to weigh a ton. Right now, it's not bad. All right, I got the winch underneath. I've got a little sling around the axle right in the center. Asher is gonna be the steering wheel on this one. And let's see what's gonna happen. Any kind of load and this thing screams. It's so bad. I'm gonna let it down now. That way we're not fighting the incline. Okay, we're all the way down. Probably could pull it by hand, but we'll just use the winch. Okay, I think I'm gonna back the truck up a little bit more just so I don't risk hitting eaves trough and stuff like that. All right, I got some more space. Here's what I'm thinking. I may have to take the jack off, but, and I kind of thought about it too. I don't need to load this thing with the trailer fully loaded. I could take all the fuel out, my totes, stuff like that can all come out just to make this whole process easier, because right now it's pretty easy. See, the jack's easy enough to take off if this is what I'm going to do. I think that's about as far as I can go. Safely, I've got 11 feet to play with. That gives me a 6-inch buffer. See how long the truck is. Okay, so my thought process is the rear of the truck, anything behind the tire can just overhang off the back of the trailer. So if I measure from basically behind the back of the tire where it makes contact with the floor to the tip of my grill, I'm 12'2", and I've only got 11 feet. So I'm 14 inches shy. I could probably get away with 12 inches. And I don't know if I can move this trailer ahead anymore because of the jack. See, I'm nestled right between the jack and the spare tire right now. Now, if I don't have a problem having this tongue right up here because it's not going to hit the truck, but it's getting it over that, which is the challenge. So I feel like that's about as far forward as I can go with this setup. Because the other option I was thinking about is if it was spun the other way and I stacked planks and got the front end of the truck up and over the tongue, if I put the tongue touching the floor. But then I'd have almost nothing overhanging the front. And I don't think I'd be any further ahead because basically the whole body of this trailer would be behind the stone guard, which would actually move me about further back here. So this is actually better. This is just me thinking out loud, trying to figure out this problem. Because I could stack planks under these tires to get the trailer higher. if I got the trailer higher, I could go right up and over all this, but then I got to figure out a way to securely fasten it like that, which is the other tricky part. Because part of me thought that if I had this is my original thought, if I scooch this back, to about there, I could weld a plate on each side and drill a hole through and actually put a pin to attach the tongue to the front of the trailer, and then I can strap the back down. That was my original thought, if I set it just like this. But now that gives me even less space. I think I gotta lengthen this trailer. It's a lot of work to lengthen the trailer. That takes a lot of time, and I think that's gonna create a dangerous situation. So I really think I really need to figure out how I'm gonna get this trailer higher, moved forward, which I can do that, and then I got to figure out how to safely secure it to the float trailer. I think I have an idea. The way I was going to pin the front, if I just make a longer extension up, I could almost drill a hole in the frame back here and pin it back here and just move this part up. That might be the ticket. Give me a second. I'm gonna do some things. I'm gonna show you what's playing out up here. Give me a second. All right, I think I'm getting somewhere here. So I've got it pulled much further forward, right? I still got plenty of room for the truck to turn without any issues. I'm right over top of the jack, but I put a piece of wood to kind of space it a bit. Because when I secure this thing in place, I don't want it right on the jack. Now, this is sitting on an angle right now where in there, I got a toolbox at the back, not much weight at the front, and this thing's tippy. If you lift that tongue up like an inch, it wants to fall back. Not a big deal, but there's my 12'2" mark. So if I have the back tire right at the back, the front of the truck's right here, and the kids are hurting themselves. So I'm thinking if I still stack some 2x4s, like make like a ramp, and I can get the trailer up higher, it takes the angle away. This thing's less tippy. This point up here is further away from the nose of the truck, and I don't have to modify the back. I might do that later this year, but for now, I don't have to. So what I will do though, is I will make a mount coming up here that bolts to the frame. I'll drill a hole in the frame and secure it with a pin up there. And then I can still strap the back down, but at least I know I'm locked in up here where the trailer can't depart. All right, guys, it's the next day. I've done some cutting, I've done some welding, done some screwing of screws. So I'm gonna show you what I've come up with, and it's gonna work. She is permanently mounted, semi-permanent. Had some leftover deck boards from actually when I did this, and stacked her up so it wasn't so tilted, and I welded a bracket to the front of the trailer. See, I got her tied in all the way, and I just have a bolt through there right now, but I'm gonna get another pin like this, and I just used the winch to pull it up my stacked boards till I hit the stopper, and then it just dropped right in to that mount. So now the trailer really can't go anywhere. Front to back, it can't move, and I mean, it can't go side to side either. Now I'm still going to run ratchet straps, probably from here down to these pockets or something, just to keep the back of the trailer from bouncing side to side. But I think we have a win, because there's my tape mark right there. That's That was my go or no go kind of line. That was the minimum amount of room I needed. So I can actually move the truck up a little bit so I'm not hanging right on the edge of the ramp. So now we're gonna get this loaded on because I wanna make sure. I don't want any surprises. I wanna basically test fit everything today. I think I might have to weld some hooks on the back, but I wanna test fit everything today. That way I know I'm good to go because we don't have much time left. There it is. Everything fits. I still have a safe amount between the truck and trailer just in case they move, because when I strap this truck down, it always seems to loosen up a little bit within the first little bit of driving. And usually when I stop to fill up for fuel, I can go and I can get another couple ratchets out because I can actually see the truck moving a little bit on the trailer. I don't know why it does that, but it always tends to loosen up a little bit. So I want to have some breathing space. And now I don't have to ride right at the back of the trailer like I thought I was going to be right back here. So this is good. And I'm going to weld. I've got a couple of these D-rings. I'm going to weld one here and one over there because my hook points are back here. So I need to be behind that to pull backwards. So this is going to work out. This is what I was most worried about, to be prepared to go to Six Summer, was whether I can physically get there without having to drive the truck and trailer there under its own power. Because I did that last year for Drop the Hammer, and I mean, it worked. I made it home, but I broke pretty bad on the first day, and I mean, it forced me to fix it because that was my only ride home, was the truck, the race truck. So I am in good shape. Weight-wise, this truck's almost a 50-50. I'm pretty sure I'm good for weight with having, you want to have most of your weight on the front of the trailer. Here's your halfway point. So I think I'm fine there. I shouldn't have swing. And right now this trailer's not loaded. I can put quite a bit of weight in it. Oh yeah, I can't even, lifting up on that, I can't even move it. There's tongue weight on it. So,
Daddy,
yeah.
Put me on that baby ring.
You want me to put you on the baby swing?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Because you're a big boy.
I want to go on the baby ring.
So I just got to weld those D-rings on the back, and this whole rig is ready for the road. So it's good I can check that off my list. And the only thing I really have left to do prep-wise, and I know it's still a big thing, is we got to get this truck back on the dyno and get the whole system tuned to a higher fuel pressure, because I was maxing out my injectors last year, and newer, bigger injectors just aren't in the budget right now. So I got to make these things work, and then we're ready. That's it. So that's it for now. Look for this rig coming down the highway through Michigan on the week of I think we're leaving on the 13th. The event starts a couple days later. And yeah, see you guys at Six Summer.